Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. I thought I would take you through my current cozy morning routine at the moment, just trying to navigate moving into the autumn winter months basically. I know that it can be quite a big change going from summer to autumn. I know that the mornings are really dark and it can be really difficult to get up, and more often than not motivation is usually very low. So I thought I would just show you what I'm doing to kind of keep up a sustainable morning routine. This day I got up at 7 a.m. I usually try and aim to get up anywhere between 6 and 7 a.m. but as the months go on I'm going to try and make that just a little bit earlier, just so that I can have more hours in the day. But I first get up and I always open my blinds and make my bed. I feel like this just makes me feel so much more awake, and then I go straight into the bathroom and do my whole skincare routine. I have no screen time for like the first 30 to 45 minutes after I've woken up. I just find that this just makes me feel so much better mentally, not going on social media first thing when I wake up. I then come into the kitchen and make the drink that I have every single morning, which is my D-Bloat and electrolytes from ProMix. I have seen such a decrease in bloating since taking my D-Bloat supplement, and obviously also electrolytes help keep you hydrated throughout the day, and I just honestly have this drink every single morning. I get excited for it every single day. I then go and pick my gym fit, which is always such a hard decision when you have so many amazing outfits to choose from. But this is what I picked this day. I feel like it was just giving quite cozy autumn vibes. I then went and made a coffee in my very festive pumpkin mug. It's literally so cute. It's from Flying Tiger for anyone wondering, but I love it so much. I like to kind of hold off on having my coffee for a while after I've woken up, as I know it's not great to obviously just start pumping your body with caffeine as soon as you wake up. So I try and maybe wait like an hour. I have my D-Bloat drink first and then I'll have my coffee a little bit later on. And then I have started making this an everyday thing, and I sit down, light a candle and write out my plan for the day, whether that be work, non-work things, just literally everything that I need to get done in the day. Having it all written down and being able to check back in with it throughout the day to tick things off as I go on just really helps me, and I feel like it's just making me feel so much more organised. So if you don't do this already, then I would highly recommend. I then went and checked on my sleep score. This is with my Aura ring. I do this every single morning and I don't know, it's like my favourite thing to check in the morning. And I then had my yogurt bowl, which you guys know has been on rotation for months and months now, but it's super simple and really light. I like a light breakfast. I'm not really a heavy breakfast kind of gal. So I have my Greek yogurt with dark chocolate, raspberries, chia seeds and honey and cinnamon. That was such a huge mouthful. And then I also have my morning vitamins as well. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I feel like I've already said the whole intro in the little voiceover that I did this morning, but welcome to my current morning routine and basically just how I set myself up for the most productive day that I possibly can. Obviously you've already basically seen my whole morning routine, but on most days the gym is included in my morning routine, which is where I have just arrived at. Actually coming to you guys from my new car. I said that I had like something hopefully to show you in the next couple of videos, and it all went through, and yeah, I got a new car. I'm honestly so obsessed. Love her so much. Like, it's one of those, you know, when you get a new car and like you just want to be in it constantly. Like I said to Anton the other night, I was like, why don't we just sleep in the car? I just love it so much. I'm honestly so happy with it. It's like my dream car, and I'm so just grateful and blessed to be able to have it. Honestly, I just love her so much. For anyone wondering, because I feel like I always like to know like what cars people have. I feel like I'm just nosy, and I actually really like cars. Like, I'm really quite passionate about them. So for anyone wondering, it's an Audi RS Q3. I already had an Audi before. I had a Q2, so yeah, it's quite the upgrade, and I literally could not be happy with it. It's like the perfect spec, everything that I wanted in this car. Like, where I've wanted this car for like the past 5 years, and this is the exact colour, everything spec that I wanted. So yeah, I couldn't be happier. But anyway, that's enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the little morning routine this morning. This is just kind of what my routine is looking like at the moment, and I feel like it's like my cozy routine. As we all know, it's now September, we're coming into the autumn winter months, and I honestly could not be happier. My apartment, as you will have seen, is already decked out with pumpkins, festive candles, all of that jazz, and I love it so much. And do you know what? The weather has absolutely matched my energy over the past couple of days. It has been pissing it down with rain, and it's just been so cozy, and I absolutely love a cozy morning. Like, as much as it is hard to get up in the winter, obviously like quite early, I'd really want to get back to getting up at like 6 a.m. I didn't this morning, but throughout the next few months I really want to start getting back to getting up at like 6 a.m. and we're gonna, you know, just like navigate that whole thing together, because it is so difficult in the winter months. Like, it's dark until about 9 a.m. and then it gets dark at like 3-4 p.m. And as much as I do love it, I love a cozy evening. However, the mornings can be quite difficult, and last year I was kind of getting up at like 6 a.m. Every single morning in the winter, and I kind of got to the point where I was kind of just going through the motions of it, and I actually just had built up that habit. As hard as it was like, you know, when you just kind of wake up and you're on like autopilot, you just get your shit done. That was like where I was at, and I really want to get back to that, because I do miss like getting to the gym early and getting my session done before like 9 a.m. Like, I miss that. So I feel like we're gonna, once I get back from LA next week, we're gonna kind of navigate this whole period together, because I love watching videos of people not necessarily struggling, but kind of like juggling how they are kind of like coping with this time of year and things like that. So I am gonna try and make one of those videos for you guys, and hopefully it just gives you a bit of peace of mind and helps you, and, you know, just kind of makes you know that you're not alone if you are feeling very unmotivated, because I know, trust me, motivation is gonna go down the next few months, and I feel like we all already know that, you know. It happens every single year, and it's just about working out how to push through it, and kind of like working out what works for you. For example, I am going to be doing my morning routine. This was my morning routine this morning. However, my routine will look completely different to the next person's, and that is also important to note, that this is just my morning routine, and I'm just going to give you some tips on how I personally have the most productive day. I'm not like telling you guys to do these things, but I'm just going to give you these tips and things like that, what has worked for me, in case you want to implement some of them. But I am very lucky to be able to, you know, work from home, so my morning routine is going to look very different to somebody that has a 9 to 5 that maybe starts at 7-8 a.m. for example. So this is just what I am doing, and I actually wrote in my phone this morning my tips on how to have a productive day, and I kind of feel like I sound like a broken record, because I feel like I've like kind of touched on these points already in a previous video, but I want to relate these to kind of like morning specifically, as I know it can be a pretty tough part of a lot of people's days. It can be quite overwhelming, you know, you've got the whole day ahead of you, and sometimes, you know, when you've got so much to do, you actually end up doing nothing. I find that I do that a lot of the time. If I literally just have so much on my to-do list, I just sit and scroll on my phone, because, you know, I'm just a girl. We're all just humans here, and I know that a lot of us will do that when we have a lot to be doing. So to try and minimize that as much as possible, I have been implementing these things. So number one sounds very simple, but that is to wake up earlier. I find that I have so much more of a productive day when I wake up earlier. Obviously I have more hours in the day, but to enable me to do this, I like to go to bed early. A good morning routine is directly linked to a good night routine as well. And you guys know me, I have turned into an absolute bookworm recently. So my night routines consist of about half an hour to an hour of reading every single night. I don't go on my phone. My phone is at the other side of the room. So yeah, I have literally no screen time like the hour before I go to bed, and I never thought that I would be the person that could be able to do that, but honestly it has changed my life and changed my night and morning routine, and actually my sleep quality. Like, ever since, you know, cutting off screen time at the start of this year, I actually haven't had screen time before bed since January this year, well, since the end of last year, because I started it in January, and my sleep quality and sleep health has actually just improved so much. I get like a solid 8 hours every single night, and it doesn't even take me long to get to sleep anymore, which it used to do before I read. But anyway, that is besides the point. I'm talking about how a night routine is very important and goes hand in hand with a morning routine and waking up early. So I think gradually over time implementing a earlier morning routine is really helpful. I think if you're kind of going from maybe a 9 a.m. wake up straight to a 6 a.m. wake up, you're going to have the shock of your life, and I feel like that is just quite unsustainable. So if you are trying to be a person that wakes up early, what time it might be, 5 a.m, 6 a.m, 7 a.m, kind of like do it in small increments and decrease it every single day just by a little bit, and your body will slowly get used to it. Your body clock will get used to the new schedule, and I find that that is just going to be so much more effective and less of a shock to the system if you implement it gradually like that. It's like a fitness journey, for example. If you've been on holiday for 2 weeks and you come back, jump straight back into lifting, you know, the numbers you were lifting before and trying to hit PBs, you're probably going to injure yourself. It's going to be quite unsustainable, and yeah, it's just going to be difficult to stick with it. So that is what I would recommend. And then point 2 is to make your bed as soon as you wake up. I said this in not my last video but the video before. Make your bed as soon as you get out of it. Honestly, this just makes me feel so fresh. You know, you're just cleaning up and tidying up like the mess from the night before, like from when you've been sleeping, and I don't know, it's just really satisfying to me to wake up, make my bed straight away. I just feel like my mind is so much clearer. Sounds just like the littlest thing, but if you don't do it already, I definitely would start doing that, because yeah, it just clears your mind so much. And then my third point, linking back to screen time, is to not go on your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning. I personally like to go in the bathroom, do my skincare, get ready for the day, and, you know, kind of make my drink this morning. As you will have seen, I had my Pro Mix de-bloat. So I like to do all of that, and then I will kind of go on my phone, maybe like half an hour to 45 minutes after I have woken up, because if I go on social media as soon as I've woken up, that's kind of like all I can think about, which obviously is my job, that's my work, and I don't want to be thinking about that as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, which is what I used to do. I did actually go through a period like towards the start of this year where I read for like half an hour as soon as I woke up, and I think I actually might start doing that again, because it was just such a nice way to wake up and to just, you know, wake my mind up. And I feel like I might start blocking out like an extra half an hour in the morning to be able to do that, because obviously it's better than going on your phone. But that also leads me to my fifth point, but is to kind of do things in the morning that make you feel good. For example, self-care, whether that be just washing your face, having a shower, whatever you like to do. Every single morning I take time out of my day to do that, and also just put a little bit of makeup on. I obviously don't put makeup on every single day, but when I do put it on, like this morning, I was feeling just not the best, like about my appearance. I was just feeling a little bit self-conscious. My skin is not the best at the moment, and I just put a little bit of makeup on, and it's honestly just made me feel so much better. Mentally, this is not to say that you should, you know, rely on makeup and things like that to make you feel good, but sometimes, you know, as I said, I'm just a girl, we're just girls. It sometimes just makes you feel so much better to just put a little bit of concealer on, a little bit of brow gel, a little bit of mascara. It can just make the world of difference, and it really is true when they say that when you look good, you feel good, and you're just more productive and you feel better. My next point would be to plan out your day. I have started doing this last week, basically. I always go through periods of doing this for like a short period of time, and then I just kind of fall off with it and don't stick at it. But I'm gonna really try and make the effort to stick at it for the remainder of this year, for the last 4 months of this year. I cannot believe that I'm even saying that. But yeah, it's planning my day. I honestly just bullet point every single thing that I need to do in the day, even just like going to the gym, waking up, little things like that. I feel like having it all written down, and then towards the end of the day I can kind of like look back at it and see what I have, you know, done and what still needs to be done, for example. Especially because I work for myself, obviously I have nobody telling me what to do. Like, I have nobody else except myself to keep me accountable. So for my job and for me personally, this one is really helpful for me, and I am my own boss essentially, so I have to make sure that I'm in check, make sure that I'm getting all the things done on my to-do list. And I feel like that just also makes me feel better at the start of the day, especially, as I said, if I have a lot of work to do and, you know, they're all just kind of floating around in my head, all the things that I have to do. I sometimes maybe forget one task and then it just becomes a little bit overwhelming and I just end up doing nothing. So having it all written down so that I can clearly see it all just makes my mind feel less jumbled, and yeah, just a lot better. But I think that's all the points that I have to kind of set yourself up for a productive day and just basically the most productive morning. I know that a lot of people may not be able to do these things in the morning due to whatever job they have and, you know, just limited time. I'm fully aware that a lot of people have limited time in the morning. I just kind of want to reiterate that maybe taking a little bit of extra time in the morning, maybe waking up that half an hour earlier or something, to take that time for yourself and to just put your mind at ease a little bit more, might really help you a lot, because it definitely has with me. And I just like to maybe go to bed that half an hour earlier so that I can wake up that half an hour earlier as well, and just save my future self time and stress. And I feel like this is also important at this time of year, because I know that a lot of people do struggle, as I said. So hopefully this helps you if you're maybe feeling a little bit anxious and a little bit like about going into the cold months, and I know it can be very daunting. Maybe just try and implement some of these things into your routine and see if it helps you. But I'm going to go into the gym now because I really need a wee. I've literally been holding it in this whole time that I've been talking. But I'm going to go into the gym. I've got quads today from my Evolve You plan. I also just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for your support on my Evolve You launch. I've had honestly so many of you girls telling me that you're on my plan, and it just makes me so happy. If you missed the last video, then I will say it here, but I am your newest trainer on the Evolve You app, and I have my brand new program Gain in the app. So if you want to do the program that I am currently doing and, you know, just train with me over there, the link is in the description if you want to join. And I do have a code which is just Mia. I will put it on the screen, and this will give you 20% off all subscriptions. So for my girls that are doing the plan, it will have been a week now. I hope you are enjoying it. I'm about to do week 1 quads and calves, so wish me luck, because I really cannot be bothered. And I am ovulating right now. And I don't know about anyone else, but I actually think that my ovulation pains are worse than my period pains. Like, they just get so, it's just like a dull ache, and it's just not nice, to be honest. And as I said, I really need a wee, so I feel like I just need to go in, get it done, and I will check back in with you guys after my session. So as I just mentioned, this is the workout that I'm doing from week 1 of my Evolve You program. This is my quads workout. This is always quite brutal, and I've seen all of your tags this week of everybody agreeing, basically saying that they were stumbling and waddling out of the gym, which I wouldn't want anything less, to be honest. I always start with a warm-up. As you guys know, I'll never skip a warm-up. I do things like leg swings, deep squat stretches, and then I also do some reps with just the barbell as well, and then I go into my actual official sets. Now, I didn't want to go too heavy with these because I don't know, I've just not been consistently squatting in ages now, and I don't want to go straight into doing a heavy weight. I don't even think I'd be able to do the weight that I was doing before. But I did 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps of barbell squats, and then I moved on to a holy grail of mine. This has been a holy grail for months now, and now I can't imagine not doing it for quads, and it is Smith machine close stance lunges. Now, emphasis on the close stance. This is what is going to make it so much more quad focused, is making the lunges close stance. So if you don't do that already, maybe give it a go, because it's just so intense. And then we moved on to a superset. This was dumbbell goblet squats, heel elevated into body weight. So we just drop the weight for the next 10 reps and do them without the dumbbell. But we do 10 reps of each for 3 sets. This is always just really intense, and it just gives the quads such a good burn. Lastly, we have leg extension. You guys know how much I love / hate a leg extension drop set. I hate it, but I also love it because it has made my quads grow so much. We're doing 8 reps of the heaviest weight, and then moving into 10 reps of a little bit of a lighter weight, and then into 12 reps of the lightest weight that you are going to be doing in that set. And we're going to complete that for 3 sets. Okay, session is finished. That was actually not too bad. I feel like I just wasn't really in the right headspace today, but I'm proud of myself for just going and getting it done, to be honest. It's now started raining, so I'm gonna head home, have some dinner, and then I actually have a facial later on today, which I'm really excited about. The LA prep is starting today. We go in a week tomorrow, so we go in 8 days, but I go really early on the Thursday morning, so basically a week. I've got to get my nails done, my fingernails, my toes. I'm going to get a facial. I've got my LVL booked in as well. I think that's it. Now that I've not got my extensions in, I feel like it's just quite low maintenance, but I'm going to actually take my extensions with me because I have bought like a clipping kit and I'm going to wear my extensions for the event, I think. I feel like it'll just make me feel more confident, so I'm excited to try and figure that out. I feel like I definitely need to do like a trial run of putting them in before I go because I have no idea how to do it. So if any of you guys have tips or anything for clipping in a weft, like a weave, please let me know. I'm none the wiser. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful and I hope that it gave you a little bit of motivation for a fresh new week. I hope you're all having a good start to September as well. Lots of content coming your way over the next few months over on YouTube, but if you do have any video suggestions then please just put them in the comments. I'm always all ears when it comes to YouTube and I would love to know what you guys would want to see more. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good week. Next video is going to be the LA prep video, prep with me for LA. Video after that is going to be the LA vlog. So I hope you guys are excited and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!